Welcome to our 5 Quick Questions series here at Posse Empowerment. This video, we are specializing in technology. We will be interviewing a female IT worker, Miss Denise Fleming. Come along and explore.
All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Posse Empowerment YouTube channel. Today, we're just continuing our 5 question series, and we're here today with a industry professional in IT. Before we start, I'm just going to remind you all to please social distance 6 feet apart, and when you go in populated areas, please make sure to wear a mask and listen to your health professionals. All right. We can start off.
So today we have Miss Denise Fleming. She works in information technology. She works at Boeing and is she lives in Virginia, is a mother of 2 and a wife, and has a degree in electrical engineering from UVA, the University of Virginia, and an MBA from Duke University. And an MBA stands for Master Business Administration. So we're going to go ahead and get started with our questions for today.
Firstly, Miss Denise, what do you do?
Well, first I want to thank you and Aukema, Lydia, for having me here today. The job that I do is I have responsibility for information technology for the defense division at Boeing. And so what that means is that I'm responsible for making sure the 30,000 employees in the company have the computers that they need, the software that they need, the tools to be able to collaborate and communicate with each other. We have all the tools we need to design our aircraft. So like a F-15 fighter jet, Apache helicopter, or autonomous systems that can fly without a pilot, and our spacecraft. So all of those aircraft need to have tools to develop them. We need to track the financials, need to make sure parts get from one place to the other to be able to build those aircraft. So all the technology that goes into that our teams need on the computer, that's what my team does.
That is very cool. So as working in information technology, why are you essential to our world?
Well, I just mentioned some of the products that we build, and those products help to protect and defend our nation. So the work that we do helps us to be able to support the warfighter. And the work that we do helps people to be able to make decisions in a much more effective way and a lot faster. So when you think about all those types of aircraft I mentioned and the tens of thousands of people that are using, helping to build them, there's a ton of data. So it's on computers, it's in systems, people are creating data, and it's so much that not one person can try to figure out how to make sense of all that. So we use analytics to be able to take data from a whole bunch of different places, put it into one place, and help it to make sense. So engineers can design better, supply chain people can get parts faster from one place to the other, and we can help our customers to have the best information that they need to make smart decisions to protect our country.
That's very interesting.
So next question, it's a bit more personal. Why did you decide to go into IT?
Well, from when I was a little kid, I was always very curious and interested in technology. I used to ask so many questions. At one point, my dad decided instead of just answering my questions, he would make me do the research and figure them out. So one time I asked him, like, how does a light bulb work? How does electricity work? And so he took me to the library, we got books, and decided to build our own circuit. And so we went to the hardware store, got wire, circuits, and all kinds of things to be able to help us to build this little circuit on a piece of wood. And I was able to generate electricity from a battery, run it through the circuit. We had and had it all set up, and I was able to have open and closed circuit and turn the light bulb on and off. And I actually entered it into the science fair. I was in first grade and I won. And I was so excited by that, that I could, have a question and figure out what makes things work and prove it and then show it to other people. And I got an award. So I thought that was pretty cool. So it just fueled my interest in all kinds of technology from there on out. I thought I wanted to be a doctor at one point. I thought I wanted to be a patent lawyer. So it's like kind of like an engineer who does the legal stuff for new products, protects the property of the person who came up with the idea. And then I landed on engineering. And so I actually translated from being an engineer into an IT person because there's a lot of similarities and a lot of the things you learn. So that's why.
That's very cool. You have a lot more patience than me. I can't stand building circuits. This is also a very personal question. Did you experience any biases within your career line, whether it be now or in the past?
Definitely. So when I was younger, people thought that I was too young to be able to perform in some of the jobs that I had been given opportunities to be in. Sometimes people thought that because I was a woman, I wasn't going to be able to do the job as well as other people. When I was still in college, I had an internship with the power company in New York, which is where I grew up. And we had to go into manholes. My project that summer was to kind of do research on all of like the cables that we had that ran the power system. I had to go do some exploration. They wanted me to see it firsthand, so I knew what it was that I was doing on paper. When I worked at Sprint early in my career, climbing up a telephone pole with the guys that are out in the field. And, people didn't expect me to do those things, being a female. Being an African-American female, people would expect that I might not be able to do one thing or another, or, when they see me on site without knowing my background, what I've been able to accomplish, would assume that I'm not prepared for whatever position that I'm in. But I never let that stop me. I can't control what other people think. The best reward is to get in there, do your job with excellence, and to put any doubts that people had aside. And, regardless of what they think, I know that I brought my best to the table and doing the job that I was brought there to do.
Okay, so this is the last question. Why do you think women should go into STEAM, science, technology, engineering, arts, and math?
Because there's just so much to learn. And there's just so many opportunities. I really look at science, technology, engineering, and math as being like a great way of leveling the playing field. People who know science and math are able to solve problems. And so no matter what you decide to do in your life, to be able to learn those key things around seeing a problem, asking a question, building a hypothesis around what do you think could solve this? Or what do you think causes that? And then doing the steps to be able to prove out what your theory was. You can use that, you can apply that anywhere in life. And so if you understand science, those basic principles, if you know how to solve math problems, you're going to be able to, perform much better in your life. And I think that this is something for women where today, unfortunately, men and women aren't always paid equally. This science and math is a way to create what you know is what you know. And for you to be able to demonstrate those skills with math and science, it's a lot easier for playing field to be equal. And to me, it's fun. And so I'm really excited to see the two of you doing what you're doing, to be able to inspire the next generation of girls to want to get more curious about STEAM, to explore, because women are powerful, women are smart, girls are smart, and there's so many things that you can accomplish in that field.
Well, thank you, Ms. Denise, for joining us here for 5 quick questions, and thank you for giving us a background and insight of your careers working in IT. So let's change the narrative.
Let's change the narrative.
Let's change the narrative.